Hey, it's Tim, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk, and you may be watching videos right now about the 2022 Chevy Silverado and its ZR2 and its off-road trim and how cool it is. But you may have missed a bunch of little details that have been changes to the 2022 model year for LT trim and above. Big changes. Let's go ahead and talk about those changes in this video. I'm going to go ahead and highlight the ones that stand out to me and make sure you get the information you need before you hit the dealer lots. Let's go and get to that right now. Okay, let's start with the basics, right? So the big news is that 13.4-inch diagonal horizontal touchscreen, that big guy. There's also a 12.3-inch diagonal digital and configurable instrument panel. So you have the 12.3 behind the driver, behind the steering wheel. That's configurable, 4 different settings for that, and it's all digital. Then you have the big screen next to that. Now this is just the way the industry is going. Lots of digital screens these days. So you have the 2 big digital screens. That's a huge improvement. Chevy's always had a really good collection of cameras, but that's such a small screen you couldn't see the cameras. So this way you can see big screen camera, you can really see what's going on behind you. Besides new dash, they said they've made the new materials to be more premium. They've said that the center console now gets the available electronic shift lever. That's only for bucket seats only. Once you go bench, you got to go to the column shifter again. But they said the material is more elegant, and they get the and they also get the High Country gets in the new authentic open pore wood trim on the console, upper glove box, and doors. The standard leather seats now have custom perforation and stitching pattern to make them stand even better. And the Bose premium sound system has standard on High Country and LTZ, has new stainless steel speaker grills. Ooh. Interior comes in 2 flavors, jet black and midnight or night shift blue. Okay, out on the exterior, there's a little minor changes, new grills. But the biggest news there is they changed the headlamps to emphasize the Silverado strength and stability. They lowered them down a little bit. What's interesting is we found out the IAHS rated them as poor because their headlights were terrible on the Silverado. So it may be a little stylish, maybe a little but practical, heading towards a better rating from the IIHS. So that's what's going on there as far as the front design. There's also on the LT models and above, there's new animated lighting sequence. They kind of showed us on the video where the daytime running lamps will light up as you get closer to them. It kind of illuminates around you when you're approaching, when you're starting the vehicle or you're walking away from the vehicle. Those lights come on. And then there's 3 new colors. There's dark ash, sand dune, and a glacier blue metallic. They said a glacier blue metallic was designed from feedback from loyal GM owners, part of their Chevy truck engines. Okay, so the bigger news here for me is the mechanical changes. So you have kind of 2 things going on here. The 2.7 liter, the 4-cylinder engine, the turbo one, that will get 20% more torque than the prior year. This thanks to the fact that they took that cylinder block, made it more rigid. They put a bunch more rigidity on the outside of this thing, have a 30% stiffer crankshaft, and have better performance. Now this one is still going to be mated to the 8-speed transmission. Some people have a lot of problems with this, but it seems like if they tweak that performance, that 8-speed may not be as sluggish, which they actually talk about in the reveal, saying that the transmission should shift crisper and have better downshifts because of the change they did to the engine to get more horsepower to allow the transmission to work better. That's kind of what I took from that interesting viewpoint. The other big change is going to be in the 3.0 liter Duramax diesel that's currently not being built. It's a supplier issue. It's on hold. But what's nice with that is the change is going to be that it's finally going to tow. Like, one of the criticisms about the diesel when it first came out was it didn't really tow that well because it was, to me, a fuel economy kind of truck. Well, GM says it was kind of problems with the chassis, so they reworked the chassis, had a bigger frame. They've taken the rear differential from 323 to 373 in the maximum tow package. So moving that frame around a little bit, they're able to make the maximum tow package fit, which gives you the bigger differential and gives you the bigger brakes as well, typically in those packages. So that's a big news. That's up 4,000 pounds more towing than the prior generation. So you have 13,300 pounds in the 2-wheel drive in the diesel. So finally you get the fuel economy plus the towing. No word yet on payload and how that's going to work out. Now the other big change is going to be, Super Cruise is coming to the truck. For High Country trim, you'll be able to get Super Cruise. You'll be able to drive with your arms folded over 200,000 miles of pavement. If you're not into that, because you're not doing the higher trim, it's the new infotainment screen is literally that big. There's also an optional rear view camera mirror and a heads-up display. And so you have, that's going to be like 4 different digital screens. There's also Google built-in capability, Amazon Alexa, as wireless CarPlay and Android Auto as well. We'll have all those functionalities. And so, there's all that technology that's coming. as far as those features. Still use their 12 cameras, still have a really good towing experience. Now again, that Super Cruise will work on lane change on demand and automatic lane change. It'll actually change lanes for you, and it'll work while you're trailering too. So it's a really cool technology. There's also the trailer zone blind zone alert has been extended. That's the same thing you found in the Sierra. You can find the video up above. And there's going to be all the Chevy safety assist technologies. You can have the forward collision alert, lane keep assist, lane departure warning, automatic emergency braking, front pedestrian braking, automatic high beams, as well as the buckle to drive feature that you have to put the truck, have to put your seatbelt on before you can put it in drive. Yeah, that's coming too. So there you go. There are basically all the changes coming for the 2022 Chevy Silverado. Check the video out over here. Website down below. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you down the road.